Did you know that in the heart of the Himalayas, right where most people imagine a land of peace, Buddha, meditation, and spirituality, a reality far darker than you could ever imagine is hidden? Nepal, a country advertised as the land of peace and spiritual awakening, is today drowning in secrets that, if I reveal right now, may completely change the way you see this country forever. Believe it or not, behind the innocent smiles of the Nepali people, behind the breathtaking tourist photos taken in the Himalayas, behind the peaceful Buddhist and Hindu temples, there exists a world of sin, poverty, violence, human trafficking, witchcraft, child marriage, and brutal realities that most media outlets don't dare to expose. In this video, we're about to begin a real journey, one that, if you have a weak heart, you may want to stop watching right now, because what you're about to hear has never been written in Nepal's tourism brochures. But if you stay with me until the end, I promise, your perspective on this country will change 100%. And at the end, I'll ask you one powerful question. A question that may change not just how you see Nepal, but how you see the entire world. So before we continue, take a deep breath. Are you ready to witness the darkest, yet most honest face of Nepal? When you hear the name Kathmandu, you might imagine golden temples, ancient heritage sites, prayer flags, and smiling locals. But the truth reveals itself just 10 minutes after leaving Tribhuvan Airport toward the city center. Barefoot street children in torn clothes inhaling glue to escape hunger and the pain of reality. Teenagers who, instead of studying, turn to stealing from tourists or selling drugs. Families living under broken roofs, surrounded by garbage and hopelessness. But why is life so dark here? Because despite the image the world sees, Nepal is one of the poorest countries in Asia. The average daily income for many families is less than $2 a day, and this poverty is the root of many of the horrors you're about to hear. In many rural areas of Nepal, young girls are married off before they even understand what childhood means. Child marriage in Nepal is among the highest in the world. Families trade their daughters for a few goats, a small amount of money, or even just a single meal. No choice, no school, no dreams. And this isn't marriage. This is the start of a tragic cycle of abuse, violence, early pregnancy, and the silent death of thousands of young girls. It's not written in the law, but culture and social pressure make it a terrifying everyday reality. This part is painful to hear if you're sensitive. In remote regions of Nepal, a girl who gets her period is labeled as impure and sinful. People believe her presence brings bad luck, illness, death of livestock, and the anger of the gods. So, what do? They isolate her in a small dark hut for 5 to 7 days. No proper food, no safety, alone in the forest or mountains. Every year, girls die from snake bites, hypothermia, assault, or rape inside these huts. The government has banned this practice, but tradition is still stronger than the law. Nepal is known worldwide as one of the most spiritual places on earth. But sometimes spirituality turns into extreme rituals. During certain festivals, animal sacrifice is still practiced to please the gods. At the Gadimai festival, it is said that over 200,000 cows, goats, and chickens are sacrificed each time. People believe that if blood doesn't spill on the ground, the gods will become angry and curse the land. But here's the question. How can a country known for Buddhist peace perform such violent rituals? Behind Nepal's natural beauty hides one of humanity's darkest trades, the trafficking of Nepali girls. Over 15,000 girls every year, some as young as 10, are lured with promises of work and a better life, then shipped to India, China, Thailand, and Gulf countries. Across the border, there is no job, no better life, only sexual slavery, organ trafficking, torture and exploitation waiting for them. Even worse, some families sell their own daughters just to escape starvation. This has turned Nepal into one of the largest human trafficking hubs in Asia. On the streets of Kathmandu, small shop shelves display more alcohol and drugs than bread or fruit. Heroin, hashish, hallucinogens, and cheap alcohol have destroyed the lives of thousands of teenagers. The reasons are clear: extreme poverty, unemployment, hopelessness and no future, lack of education. A teenager who should be dreaming about school and life becomes addicted by 18. Many don't live to reach 30. Addiction in Nepal isn't an individual problem. It's a national crisis. Imagine it's 5 a.m. The sun hasn't risen beyond the Himalayas yet. It's freezing and foggy. In this darkness, men and women must leave their homes to relieve themselves in the open because there's no toilet. In many villages and even urban settlements, a toilet is considered a luxury dream. The result is shocking. Children defecating near rivers and farms, contaminated water entering food supplies, cholera, typhoid, and deadly parasites spreading. But the worst part of all is the shame and danger for women. They must go before sunrise or after midnight so no one sees them. But that exposes them to animal attacks, sexual harassment and assault, fear and trauma. For them, this isn't just a hygiene issue, it's a matter of survival. A child's smile, school, joy, future. For millions of Nepali children, these words sound like fairy tales. Children as young as 6 or 7 become laborers. Instead of school, they go to brick factories, farms, carpentry workshops, or the streets. Imagine a small child carrying hundreds of burning hot bricks every day, or a 9-year-old girl working as a maid in wealthy homes, washing dishes, cleaning floors, and being insulted. These children destroy their bodies too early, never attend school, cannot read or write, have no future worse. Many become victims of forced labor, trafficking, or abuse, and the world never hears their story. Over 1.1 million children in Nepal are child laborers. An entire generation grows old before ever experiencing childhood. In a world that has reached to space, some Nepali villages still believe in witchcraft, curses, evil spirits, and possession. When livestock die, crops fail, someone gets sick, or conflict happens. Villagers don't look for the cause, they look for a witch. The victim is usually a woman, alone, powerless, or widowed. She may be publicly beaten, humiliated, dragged, forced to confess, or banished from the village. Some cases even end in death, all because of superstition. The government tries to fight this, but poverty and ignorance keep these frightening practices alive. Nepal is promoted as the land of yoga, meditation, chakra healing, and spiritual awakening. Tourists from around the world travel to Kathmandu and Pokhara searching for inner peace. But behind this peaceful image lies what many call the spiritual mafia. In Tamil, Kathmandu, you'll see signs everywhere. Awaken Kundalini in 3 days. Cleanse your karma with Buddha energy. Become a yoga master in 7 days. Beautiful promises, but not true. Many of these centers have unqualified instructors, fake courses with extremely high fees, financial exploitation of vulnerable tourists, reports of emotional and even sexual abuse. Some tourists return home psychologically damaged, brainwashed, broke, or lost in identity crisis. What was meant to be light has become a tool for some to exploit the darkness inside people. The massive 2015 earthquake devastated Nepal. A 7.8 magnitude shock killed over 9,000 people and injured 22,000. Hundreds of thousands of homes, schools, and temples were destroyed. But the tragedy didn't end there. Countries sent billions of dollars in aid. Yet the people say, the aid arrived on paper, not in our lives. Reports of corruption, theft, and unfair distribution were everywhere. The poor, the ones who suffered most, received the least, and many received nothing at all. Years have passed, but still, families live in tents and metal shelters. Mothers survive winter nights with their children in the cold. Temporary schools with tin roofs still operate. Many sacred heritage sites remain in ruins. A child who lost a home at age 8 is now a teenager, still homeless. For many, the earthquake was not just a disaster. It was the beginning of a new cycle of poverty and suffering. In many regions of Nepal, especially rural ones, people seek help not from doctors, but from traditional healers, shamans, and spiritual witch doctors. They believe illness is caused by curses, evil energy, or angry spirits. Treatments include burning the skin with hot metal, cutting the body to release demons, drinking unknown herbal mixtures, rituals, chants, talismans, and blood cleansing. Hundreds die every year because of wrong treatment or infection. One Nepali mother said, "My son had a fever." The healer said an evil spirit had entered him and cut his skin to release it. He died 2 days later from infection. The tragedy is, most people cannot afford hospitals or have no access. Many villages are hours away from the nearest clinic. When poverty and ignorance unite, science loses and superstition rules. Now that you've seen Nepal's darkest truth, be honest. What do you think is the root cause of all this? Choose one and comment your reason. 1. Poverty and lack of education. 2. Toxic traditions and harmful beliefs. 3. Government, corruption, and injustice. 4. Silence of the world and the media. Your answer matters. It may change someone else's perspective too. If you believe people only see Nepal's beautiful mask, and the real truth deserves to be heard, then, like this video, comment your opinion, even one word. Share it with at least 3 people to spread awareness.